Hey Harry, how's it going? Great image here. There's only just a couple of things that I would recommend here. First off, I'm looking at this thinking to myself that I would probably start off with, you see how we got the corner here? We've got these really strong leading lines, and what I would probably recommend is I would probably take this leading line and make it end up in the corner somehow. So essentially just zoom out just a little bit to get that corner to go up into here. Second thing that I noticed is that this area down here seems really dark. I can show you how to fix that. And when I look at this, I see the main entry to the facility being quite dark, the sky being quite bright, this part being quite bright. And one of the things that happens is that when you have an image, your eyes tend to go to the brightest parts first. So what that means is that now my eyes go to here and over here, but what it does is it takes you away from here, which is the main entry into that City Hall building. So for me, what I would do with this image is I would go ahead and edit it like this. Watch. What we're going to do is I'm going to first get the sky to be a little bit darker, and to do that I go into select the sky, right click on him, I'm going to layer that via copy, and here I'm going to go Command Shift A, and what that does is it takes that into a camera raw filter, and from here I'm going to change the colors just slightly, bring it down, bring up the saturation. Okay, you see how now it's a little bit darker, but it's got more mood to it. Okay, all right, so what's the difference? That versus that. Okay, and what it does is it just brings down that brightness of the sky. Next, we need to bring up the brightness of the building so that you've got more attention going to the building. So to do that, I'm going to grab this background layer. I'm going to take off the padlock there and make it into a layer. I'm going to duplicate it, and this is something that is something that I do with my students all the time. I go into here, change that into a screen. Now screen just means that you are taking whatever layer that is and putting it over like a silk screen kind of thing. It just makes it brighter, and you can do that multiple times. Of course, we don't want to do it to all of it, so I'm just going to put a mask on it. I'm going to invert it by Command I. I'm going to grab my brush, and my brush down here, you'll see that the white color is shown up, and then I'm going to add some highlights. I'm going to press 0 to make sure that my brush is at 100%, and I'm going to make it so that the entry portion of that building looks just as bright. Okay, now I actually want to do that again, so I'm going to duplicate that. And now you see how it really brightens that up. Now this is too bright up here, over here. I'm going to take off that mask. I'm going to add an extra mask, invert it again, and I just want to do a quick touch in the middle here to there, just to make that City Hall part really pop. Next thing I want to do is, you see how the sidewalk here looks really black and dark, and because that it almost feels like it's scary. It's almost like it's a dark alley. It's gonna be it's not welcoming, and it would make me fearful of walking in that area. So to get rid of that, we're gonna use curves, and curves is great. Curves lets you affect your overall contrast. It can affect how your blacks and whites go, so you can make a really dimmed out image like this. And essentially what I want to do is I want to make it so it's a fairly flat looking image here like this, and then you'll notice that the mask is white. I'm going to invert that. I'm going to take my brush, my white brush here, I'm going to make a brush a little bit smaller, but then I'm going to just lighten up that walkway, and by doing that, what it does is it makes it so that it looks a little bit more pedestrian friendly. Other parts that I could probably just touch that on is right around here, because I find that the I don't know, maybe not. No, that looks good there. All right. So now let's see how this looks on an overall. Okay, so we got a nice bright building, so that when I look at this shot now, my eye goes directly down straight into the center, right to the entryway. And that's kind of what we want. We want your focus to go down there. And the reason that happens now is that the walkway is brighter, this part is brighter, the sky is darker, and we've got a little bit more focus on that center portion. And so just to give you an idea, I'm just going to take all these layers that we just made, I'm going to group it, so we're going to go from before to after, right? So now you can see how in the second one, your eye goes more towards that entryway. This one here goes to the sky, up here and over here, and you're looking into the building, whereas this one, you're looking more into the entryway. That's the only thing that I would say that's the only thing that I would probably do. But yeah, great shot. I think the composition is fantastic, and yeah, good job.
Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, put them below, and be sure to click on like and subscribe if you have not done so already, and make sure that you click on that little bell so you get notified every time we put up a new video here. And if you want to follow me on Instagram or Facebook, I can be found at Rob Maroto. And for those of you who want some more advanced techniques on Photoshop, some free presets and actions, join us on patreon.com/Rob Maroto. That really helps me out, helps me fund all of this and keep on putting on some free content onto these platforms. So please do join me there. That's patreon.com/Rob Maroto. And until next time, take care and have fun shooting.